guess it helped if I had the microphone on the right device. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another night here in the tavern. Tonight, Charles and I are back on our podcast once again. We're here, we're chilling, we're vibing, we're playing strong. It's gonna be a good night with our friends. I see here that we already have Charles all set up and ready to go. Here I am struggling like the panda that I am normally.
You're okay, Winter. Don't worry.
I don't know. Anyways, we're back again with another wonderful podcast session tonight. Ooh, we've got a lot to discuss, I think.
Oh yeah, dude. This is the can of worms right here.
The can of worms.
Yeah.
What was the last year, like last 2 years of podcast? Was that just a can?
Oh, it's more than just a can. It's a whole ass barrel of laughs. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not just a can of worms tonight.
We got cans of worms, barrels of laughs. We got all of the containers with stuff in them.
Got a barrel of monkeys. We got like a canister of Tic Tacs for everybody, you know.
Yep.
But
look under your seat. No, I'm just kidding.
Look under the seat. You win nothing. You win the bottom of your seat.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, tonight we are discussing video games, but well, surprise. But this time we're discussing specifically indie games that have touched our lives.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited for this one.
But we're not doing it just Charles and I tonight. No, we have a special guest tonight with us.
I wonder who it could be.
I don't know. Why don't you introduce him, Trows?
So you want to come out of your hiding spot and say hello to the wonderful people, Mr. StoryTaylor?
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, you're
I hope so.
You're coming in clear. You're coming in clear, Charlie.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
Not too bad. Thank you for having me on. I've been excited and nervous about this. I've never been on a podcast before.
I know. And so I want to get out straight out with the audience, and I want to get out straight out with Charles and Taylor. I do wholeheartedly apologize. Life has just been deciding it wants to hand me like one sharpened brick after another sharpened brick, and I'm dumb enough to take the sharpened bricks and stab myself with them. So it's just been issues of like financial situations, but we're getting there.
I totally get it. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Life happens.
So we should have done this podcast 2 weeks ago, somewhere around there.
It's all good.
It's okay. We figured it out now. So
Yeah, we're here now.
Are we?
Yeah.
We're here. Possibly queer. I guess get used to it, maybe.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, we're here to discuss indie games, games that have been developed by small individual developers or like small companies of like just like a handful of people. Is this define an indie game for us, Charles?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like that. Just a small team or a singular person sometimes even that put out a game without any help from, mostly without any help from like investors and stuff, kind of like those AAA companies get and all that
like
stuff.
publishers.
So, yeah, publishers and all that. They just do it on their own time. And sometimes they have a little studio, if they can get enough people coming together for that. But yeah, it's usually small scale projects. Some indie games are pretty decently big, but for the most part, they're like, I'd say like 6 hours or less for experience time.
Indies are kind of hard to define as a genre at this point, honestly.
Yeah, there's just so many game devs out there, but
But it's getting to a point to where like there's so many options to choose from. Like thankfully with like, like not only like the big title companies, but like all these individuals who pour their heart and soul into their game and sending it out there into the world. I'm gonna quote this one from Matilda. It's like all these people who have their dreams of like writing books, but instead they're making video games, and they send it out to the world like ships out onto the sea.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
And so these people are like fucking a shit ton braver than I am. Like, I would love to develop a game. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to work on a game, but that's just something that just isn't possible at this point for me.
Yeah, it can be a big undertaking because you got to devote a lot of your free time just making something.
And
At the time, if you want to. Go ahead.
Time I do not have.
Plus, most of the time, you want to make anything like really decent, unique. You gotta have a lot of coding knowledge behind it too.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you
Quite
have
a
some
bit.
RPG maker and stuff you could make stuff out of, but that still has its limits, you know.
Yep. It sure does. So, anyways, how are we gonna start off this discussion?
I mean, we kind of started it off with like an explanation with what are indie games, I guess. So, I mean, that kind of gets the intro out of the way. And proceed, I think we should just talk about, stuff that maybe we played recently that really caught our attention or something.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So, I've played a lot of indie games, I will say that, and a lot recently. So, I've got many to talk about, but if you guys want to talk about one right now, feel free.
I feel like we should start with one that kind of really started developing our bond, our friendship with one another, Charles.
Ah.
and I only bring this up just because I was listening to our podcast while I was dashing today. So just going back and listening to them again. Bug Fables.
Oh, yeah.
What
a wonderful game.
Like, Bug Fables was like, Trez and I, we kind of just mishmashed and we talked a little bit here and there. But our friendship didn't start actually growing until, like, I started watching him play Bug Fables and I'm like, man, this game looks really freaking good. So I started picking it up and he started joining me and helping me out through my playthrough. And it just wound up becoming a thing where, like, we would, like, race each other and, like, start, like, discuss with each other more and more about Bug Fables and, like, the cool things that they were going to be doing with it, and, like, showing artwork and fan work of all these people who make, like, really good fan work of Bug Fables, and that's when, like, mine and Charles' friendship, like, actually, like, ignited and got sent off to space.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how an indie game made us closer as friends, for sure. I love that game.
A bunch of bugs sent you guys to space.
It's a really good game. It came at a perfect time when we were all craving more of that original Paper Mario formula. Before we even knew about all the current RPG Mario games that have been coming out, So it was yeah. So it was cool that we saw something that we both liked and bonded over that, played together, raced the rando seeds or whatever it was, right?
Yep. And we never finished our third race, yeah.
Yeah, well, you need to get back to that for sure. That'd be fun. Another thing on the list.
I'm a little surprised it took as long as it did for some kind of Paper Mario style for the most part. But thankfully it knocked out of the park.
Yeah. Have you played it, Taylor?
Yeah.
I played... I only played 8.4 hours of it. I feel like I played longer of it. I know I've gotten a good chunk into it. I just don't remember how much for sure. I could have sworn I played more than what it says on Steam. But it's something I definitely need to go back to for sure. I plan on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one to start with. I honestly haven't thought about it in a while, but
I haven't either until like I said, when I like first talked to when I was like listening to our podcast, I didn't think much
Well,
of it either.
yeah, well, I figured it'd be cool to explain a little bit what these games are if people are interested. I know we already said it's like a Paper Mario kind of type deal, but it is very well written, super cute. It's about bugs, obviously, and the battle system is very much like Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, but it's got a little twists and stuff in it. So if that sounds up your alley, I definitely recommend checking that out. And they've updated it over the years, even to this day. I think last update was like sometime last year or this year.
The last major one I seen on Steam was May 23rd. This is now available in Russian.
Yeah, they added Russian language.
Ah.
So more accessibility for people in case they're from a different country.
They got all kinds of languages going on here.
Yeah. So definitely look at that.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, that was a good one to start with, I'd say. Another one I want to talk about is there's this game called Broken Reality. Have you ever heard of it?
I think I've watched you play like a good chunk of that. But
Yeah, that game is super cool. So, if you guys are familiar with the aesthetic / music genre of vaporwave,
okay.
That game is essentially just vaporwave in essence, and it's so cool. Like, I love that aesthetic very much. So, it spoke to me when I saw it, and I'm surprised it wasn't in VR when I played it. I was like hoping that was the case, but it wasn't. But either way, super colorful game, sick ass music. Music's amazing in there. It's basically like a simple like walking sim / puzzle platformer deal. You're not even able to jump, but you have an ability to like hook to stuff. But I love that game so much. It's one of my top favorite indies because just the aesthetic alone is so unique compared to any other thing I've ever seen in video games. Yeah, it's got a really tripped out little story, I guess. It's kind of basic, but it's interesting.
I love that Steam is telling me it's similar to Skyrim in VR.
Well,
I don't know how accurate that is, Steam.
Maybe one of the mods in Skyrim is like that. Vaporwave Skyrim.
That's probably a thing somewhere.
I wouldn't doubt
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that game's getting a sequel this year, probably. We're hoping, but it's called Broken Reality 2000, and it'll be more like instead of PlayStation 1 graphics, I think they're going with the PS2 look.
Okay.
So it's going up in graphical fidelity.
I am
but
down
it'll remain
for PS2 games.
Oh yeah, it's starting to become a thing now. I know PS1 and N64 like games have been made for the last like 5 years, but it's starting to transition over to like PS2, GameCube, and Xbox style graphics, which is really neat.
Love it.
So yeah, that's.
We need more like Nintendo graphics, like just Nintendo SNES.
Oh, you mean the 8-bit, 16-bit?
Yeah.
We did get a lot of that for like the early 2010s, I'd say. Like we got Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight.
We got Undertale.
I was gonna miss Undertale at some point.
Oh yeah, Undertale's like one of the top tier indie games to ever come out.
Absolutely.
Everyone loved that game.
Yeah, can't talk about indie games without Undertale. I mean, we can transition into that now, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I got tons to say about Undertale.
To this day, I've not played Undertale though.
Oh wow.
Oh
Okay.
my. Oh. I don't want to be that.
it.
I don't want to. Oh, for you.
Go ahead.
Okay. I don't.
I've watched.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be that person who goes. You haven't played Undertale, but like. You should go. No, I don't want. I never want to be that person. And whenever I said like, oh, you haven't played this thing, I always worry it comes off as like gatekeeping. Like, oh, you haven't played this thing, you're not a real gamer. No, I hate gatekeeping. I come from a place of excitement of, "Oh, you haven't experienced this thing yet? Awesome! I wish I could experience it again for the first time." That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Undertale came out at a fairly formative time for me. It came out my last year of college, and I won't get into it too much because, especially since you guys haven't finished it.
I've watched it, so like.
Oh, you've seen the whole. You've seen the whole thing, Wayne.
Okay with it. Go for it.
Oh, I've seen a lot of I've watched the game, Steam Train play it way back in the day.
Oh,
so
okay,
I know the both endings and all that. Just warning for viewers in case
yeah.
you don't want to hear it. You can step out now or mute, whatever you want to do.
It's been out for a long ass time. If you've not watched or played it at this point, which are not to me.
I'm gonna talk about like the true ending here in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, as the whole bit with Azrael at the end, where I'm trying to think how to formulate my thoughts on this. The part at the very end, right before you're about to actually like beat him and kind of end that fight, and you're kind of making your peace with him, where he's saying that he doesn't want you to go. That was around the time, like I said, where I was finishing college up, and college was a great source of comfort for me. I found a lot of people that were like a found family for me, and I was scared to graduate because to me that meant that I would not be with them anymore. And for a lot of instances, that was unfortunately the case. I held on to a few people outside of college, but not as many as I would have hoped for. So the very end of it, where he's blasting your soul with as much energy as he can, just begging you to let him win, so that you don't have to go. It hit me really hard a lot during the last few days of college, and just I don't know. I have a hard time playing through that game at that point without tearing up a little bit, genuinely. I don't know. I just Toby Fox is fantastic at what he's doing. I'm still excited for Deltarune. I don't know if you guys have heard of that at all.
Oh yeah, Deltarune. I played the first bit.
Okay, cool. Deltarune Winter is kind of like a spiritual sequel to Undertale a little bit. It's hard to explain. Much more connections to it that we don't know about just yet, so we're just kind of waiting. He's releasing it episodically.
I thought it was like an actual second part too.
It might be. Like I said, there's a lot that we don't know about the kind of connections there might be between Undertale and Deltarune, but it uses a lot of the same characters, and just kind of like alternate universe kind of thing. So
yeah.
For all we know, there could be a more solid connection to it. I don't know for sure, but
yeah, Deltarune and Undertale are, I think, what do you call it, an anagram of each other?
yes, yep, exactly.
So yeah, they're like alternate, like in every sense.
So I'm curious. Do you guys know a whole lot about the guy who made Undertale, Toby Fox?
Not too much. I know he made like Earthbound, like mod or ROMs, right?
He
or
made.
like modded ROMs.
He was known for a Undertale hack, a Earthbound Halloween hack that I've seen a little bit of, not a whole lot. Language is a little edgy in it. You can kind of tell that he's younger in it. But it is the first use of the song Megalovania, which is the song that plays when you fight Sans in the genocide ending. That's kind of the first version of that. He then went on to work on the, around that time, well-known webcomic Homestuck. I don't know if either of you ever dabbled in that at all.
I haven't.
No? Okay. Yeah, he did a lot of music for that. He did a kind of updated version of Megalovania for that as well, that played during a very important section, as well as a lot of other songs that are just as incredible as the rest of his work on Undertale. And in fact, part of the reason he made Undertale in the first place was to kind of help with a section 4, like one of the very last parts of Homestuck in the first place. There's an animation at the very end of the comic that takes on Undertale style, kind of like a little nod to it, and he kind of uses expertise that he had gained in Undertale to help make that animation happen, basically, and to help with the music for it.
Yeah, he's done. I've heard a lot of good things in the gaming space, which is really cool.
And now Megalovania, and now Megalovania has been played for the Pope.
Yeah, that's true. It's cool that this game was so, like you can form such deep emotions with these games, and that's always so cool. Like,
Absolutely.
I love that about Undertale. It's super emotional.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, definitely. If you guys haven't played it yet, Winter. No, I'm just kidding.
It's on my
Go.
to-do list.
It's definitely available on all things gaming. I'm pretty sure at this point. So, well,
Yeah,
not maybe some of the old, probably not the older consoles, of course, but like so definitely. I think it was on Game Pass at some point. I'm not sure if it's still on there. And you probably see it on sale all the time on Steam. So
even if it's on sale, it's still I think it's like $15, something like that. It's not even that much.
Yeah, it's a very affordable indie game. It's probably should have been priced more, to be honest, but
$10. It is $10.
Yeah, that's really affordable for such a good ass game that has so much replay value.
The fucking soundtrack for a rhythm game called Groove Coaster with Undertale songs to it is more than the game itself. I just looked that up. It's a game called Groove Coaster that has Undertale Undertale music to it. That's like twice as much as the Undertale the game itself.
But you're also talking to a guy who's very much struggling with bills at the moment. So $10.
Well, yeah. I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound like it was. It's so cheap. Go get whatever.
No, you did. I know you weren't implying.
Or inferring. Anything else you guys want to say about Undertale?
Then just go check it out. Basically, if you guys are interested in it, or play it again if you've played it already. Shit, get all the endings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? What are y'all doing with your lives?
Yeah, I got to that fight you were talking about at first, Taylor, and I couldn't beat it, so I stopped there. It was too hard for me at the moment, so I need to get back to it eventually too.
You're right. You're at the finish line.
Yeah, I'm very close. I know I was. I'm not sure what I was doing. I think I was doing Pacifist my first time. I know I wasn't trying to kill everything, so. But yeah, Undertale, great game. So what else can we talk about? There's another game that was been on my radar that I played a little bit of the full update of, which is called Dread Delusion.
Yeah.
That game is so cool.
I was gonna suggest that. I was gonna mention this one too.
I had brought this one up to Winter like last year at some point because I was like, it's a Morrowind and it's cool, and he's like, I like that.
I think if I remember right, Winter, you actually gave me the game as a Christmas present or something when it was still in early access.
I think you did, yeah.
Which, thank you for that.
Just because it
Again.
was such a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool that the aesthetic is very interesting. It's PS1 style. It's like if they went with the Dark Souls vibes, but the Oblivion mechanics and I guess world how it works. You know what I mean? Like the openness of it. So I like that marrying of the two games. Basically, to me, it's like Dark Souls mixed with Morrowind.
So a little bit. Go ahead.
What sucks for me though is I opened it when they did the release, and I don't have my save anymore, so I had to remember where all the shit was that I had. Oh yeah,
that was the thing they had said it in the update. Once the updates, you can't get your old stuff, which kind of sucks. But they kept changing the map and changing the quest and everything, so it kind of made sense for them to do that.
Yeah. I will say, you mentioned Dark Souls, Schnauzer. FromSoft actually did a series of games back on the PS1 era called, I believe, Kingsfield. It's actually a lot more similar. Yeah, that's actually where they're more trying to channel for. for instead of Dark Souls.
Yeah. See,
I've
I've never played those ones, so I wasn't aware at the time.
I never tried them either. I've looked up some gameplay of them, but I haven't actually tried them myself. Been tempted to, but I don't know how well. I don't know how well they translate to modern feel anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely got that kind of deal going for it. It's got also like very eldritch space deity vibes.
Yeah, I love really that.
Cool. So the basic gist of it is you're wandering around this really, like, I don't know if it's a cataclysmic world. It kind of looks like it, but it's very medieval, steampunk, eldritch. It's a bunch of things.
It's like Lovecraft punk.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Lovecraft punk's a good way. Yeah, that's the vibe basically, and it's kind of simple mechanically when you're fighting and doing stuff, but it's fun. You know, like just wandering around this cool world, doing quests for these interesting NPCs and fighting these weird creatures, and it's not too long of a game. From what I heard, it takes about 20 to 30 hours to complete the main quests with some of the side stuff too, I think.
Which for an indie game is pretty sizable.
Oh yeah, and I think it's $20. It might have gone up in price since it's complete now, but it's pretty big for an indie game, and I recommend it if you like medieval stuff or even just like RPG.
$20. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It stayed 20. Nice. Yeah, I've played the update for a little bit, the 1.0 update. And then they updated it again like twice since then, so I gotta play it once more. I'll eventually get back to it because I was playing too many medieval games at the same time, and I was getting a little burned out because I was playing Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Dread Delusion was on top of that. I'm like, too much medieval. I need to put one down. But yeah, it's really cool.
I got about 20 hours into it, so I got pretty far in. I probably fairly close to the ending. It felt like I was getting close to it at one point, and then a thing happened, and I just like, oh, okay, I still have a good chunk of the game left to go. Won't go too far into it, but I got a really cool mode of transportation that I was really happy to get.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I need to go back to it at some point. I forget why I dropped it.
During the time it was in early access before 1.0, I played it to the full extent, right? I got everything I could have, and I decided I'm gonna try glitching my way to the place that wasn't complete yet.
Oh,
and I managed to jump there and wander around the entire place, but it was so like empty, and like there was just like random pieces of structures everywhere, and it was really cool to see how this is the beta of everything to come later.
Yeah.
And now that I haven't even made it to that place yet in my run now, but I was like, I wonder how it looks with everything now, you know?
I remember why I dropped it. I dropped it because there was a point I got to where I was trying to get to a different island, and the structure on the island had kind of bugged out to where it was like the textures were kind of glitching out, and it was like an invisible barrier that was keeping me from actually going inside the structure. So I think it was glitching out, so I was waiting for a patch to deal with that, which probably has been at this point.
Oh, but yeah.
That was around when it actually released into 1.0.
With the game that big, there's bound to be stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you guys ever heard of a game called Crosscode?
Crosscode?
Yes.
I've watched plays of it.
Yeah?
I've not.
It didn't seem like something I particularly wanted to get into myself.
That's fair.
But I've
Crosscode.
enjoy watching people play it.
It's rated pretty positively on Steam. I've not gotten as far into it as I would like. It kind of has an aesthetic kind of similar to like Chrono Trigger. It's like kind of like a 16-bit SNES kind of looking thing. The combat is a little hard for me to get into, just for a few different reasons. But I wish I gotten far into it because I know that there's good stuff coming into it. I got it on Steam and on Switch, and I think I've gotten farther on Switch than I did on Steam. Mainly because I got it to do something while I was recovering from surgery a year ago. Like I said, I wish I I probably should wait to bring that up just because I don't have a whole lot to say about it just yet. Besides the fact that I know it's probably good.
I looked up screenshots of it, and it looks like Saitama from One Punch Man with the Santa beard. That's just crazy. I think it's supposed to be him.
I saw that character, but
Holiday Man.
that might be for like an update or something I haven't seen.
It's just Saitama with the Santa beard. That's interesting. That's one of the first pictures I saw.
I will say I was really curious to get more into this kind of world because the whole thing takes place inside is an MMO. Now, it itself is not an MMO that you're playing, but it takes place inside one. So you have a bunch of other characters that have different classes compared to you, where you're like a spearmancer or something like that. You have other characters that use... God, I wish I remembered. There are other characters that seem interesting that have other classes that it would be really neat to have this kind of expanded into like another, maybe a sequel with a different one of these classes. But yeah, the dungeons in it, at least there's a couple big ones that I did that feel kind of Zelda-esque, but it's just like top down and you're solving puzzles and stuff like that inside them. Yeah. I feel like that would be pretty much at home in like one of the older Zelda games.
Okay, that's cool. So it's a little Zelda-ish, a little bit JRPG-ish.
Well, JRPG to me usually means like turn-based stuff. When it's not turn-based, it's real-time combat. You're dodging, you're doing combos and stuff like that. You're pulling on special attacks. You're shooting at enemies. I remember there's a Sonic the Hedgehog reference early on in the game. Because you're fighting one of the beginning enemies that are a bunch of like hedgehogs that you're fighting that can roll around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get a quest towards the beginning of the game to deal with a particularly dangerous one that happens to be blue, and the items it drops are gold rings and chili dogs. I think kicked my ass like 5 times.
See, and the cool thing about that, Sega's chill. They wouldn't be all like, "Oh, you use the likeness." Oh man, that's funny.
I'd be willing to bet that there's more little bits like that in there somewhere. I just haven't gotten to them.
See, Sonic the Hedgehog being a meme in some games is always a good time.
Absolutely.
In Broken Reality that I spoke of earlier, there's a Sonic parody in there named Chronic the Hedgehog, and he's a stoner.
Okay, alright.
Alright.
Of course he is.
He says, "Gotta go slow, man." That's what he said. Oh man, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Get into Sonic. I always had a hard time keeping track of where I was on the screen, and once you got to a point where you were actually going fast, and I ran into something that would just kill me.
Well, I played an indie game very much like Sonic. I don't know if you've heard of it, Orbo.
Orbo? I don't know that one.
Yeah. Let me see. It's Orbo's Odyssey, I believe. Yeah, Orbo's Odyssey.
Hey.
It is super.
Oh, Lord.
It is super fast and super mechanical, but I love how smooth and fluid everything is in it. And it's only like
motion sick looking at this fucking trailer. That's what's gonna happen. I need to dream of me looking at the pictures for this. Holy shit!
So there's another indie game for you if you like fast shit and you want to get sick. You don't necessarily get motion sickness when you're playing it, unless you do. But I didn't. I was fine. But it's very short. It's like a 2-hour game, and like 6 levels long. But it's just super fun to move around, and like mechanically, you just press 2 buttons and move around. But it's just the way you combine everything that makes it like different and interesting. So like if you double jump, it'll do something. If you jump and hold A, then it does something. If you jump and press B, it does something. Or if you just hit B or A, B. Like all these little combination changes make your movement different, and it's so cool.
The Steam reviews for this are very helpful.
Oh yeah.
Has gay sex Draculas that procreate in your walls. Highly recommend.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit in there, but it's cool. It's
I
all
fucking love
interesting.
reading Steam reviews.
Out of context, Steam reviews are pretty funny. Alright. Yeah, that's Orbo. There's not much else to talk about it. It's just a fun little fast game.
So, let's hop to one that I like.
What you got?
So, for the longest time, a lot of people were craving a new Banjo and Kazooie game.
I think I know where you're going with this.
And like, didn't seem like it was ever gonna happen until like a small little individual company decided to maybe want to make a spiritual successor to it. And what happened was they did it, but everyone believed that it should have been exactly like Banjo and Kazooie, and felt like that it failed as a spiritual successor, which I personally don't think they did. I loved it. And of course I'm talking about Ukulele.
There it is.
Ukulele. That game's great. I loved it too. I enjoyed it a lot.
And the fact that they wanted to try like delving into another game, which they wanted to delve into, well, let's see if we could do like a Donkey Kong Country-esque game, and did the Impossible Layer. Let me tell you, I still have not beaten the Impossible Layer.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. The fucking layer is impossible.
I guess that means they succeeded then.
I gotta ask you though, Winter, were you there the moment that the company who made Ukulele started their existence? So this is a fun story. I was there in real time when it was going down on Twitter. I was following an account called Minji Django that was, I thought, just like a fan account on Twitter for Rare. And I was like, cool, this account looks cool to follow. So I followed it, and I was following it for like a year or two. And then out of nowhere, it's like they were tweeting some vague like rebooting ... this, that. And I was like, what the heck? What are they tweeting about? And then it became like, several tweets of vagueness, and it was leading up to them announcing Platonic Games. And all the people involved, and they were all like Rare vets, and it was like the craziest thing ever. And they were like revealing their Kickstarter. I was there in real time when it was going down, and it blew my fucking mind, dude. I was like, holy shit, these Rare devs just did this right now. I was so happy.
No,
that was really cool to see.
I did not know that the Impossible Lair was a Donkey Kong Country game. I assumed it was like a sequel to the regular Ukulele game, or like an add-on to it.
Well, it is a sequel to Ukulele. But
well, okay, yeah, but like in the same style as like Banjo-Kazooie, not Donkey Kong Country.
They did it as Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah. I'm gonna add this to my wish list.
It is really good.
I have done I 100% of the game. Well, almost 100% of the game. We're gonna say 99.5%. Just because I still haven't beaten that fucking Impossible Layer yet.
Didn't you impose a challenge on yourself?
Yeah, I'm getting into that. So, every level you complete, and you don't have to listen to this, Taylor, if you don't want to.
I'm good. Go for it.
Every level you beat an Impossible Layer, you get a bee. This bee is to enact as a shield for the Impossible Layer. So whenever you take a hit, you lose a bee. So by the time that you get to the Impossible Layer, if you like find all the bees, find all the hidden bees, do all the levels, do all the inverted levels, you should have about 50-55 bees to go through the Impossible Layer, if not more.
Okay.
I only made it 40% into the layer with 55 fucking bees.
That's fucking crazy.
And I decided this is dumb. Let's make it harder. I was like, this is dumb. Let's make it harder. I decided I was going to invoke a challenge to beat the impossible layer with 0 bees. Because you can just walk into the impossible layer. You can literally go into the last level at the start of the game.
Appreciate that.
The farthest I made was 25%.
Quarter of the way, 3/4 more to go. Easy.
And I have lost 3 Xbox controllers over it.
Oh no. That's an expensive impossible layer.
I think the last, like, I think I was in such a rage on the first 2. The last one, I remember I got up and I slam dunked the controller, and I'm still finding pieces of the controller to this day.
Oh my god. You know, the only game to make me break a controller like that was a little known indie game called Fortnite. And I'm just kidding.
The game sucks. You shoot a guy and he turns into a fucking Eiffel Tower.
That's what it is.
I don't think I've ever gotten mad enough to have actually thrown a controller before. If I have, it's been a long time. I used to get a lot more angry at games when I was younger than I do now.
Last time for me, I think it was 2019 or 2020. So I've been pretty good about not destroying my games or my controllers as of late.
It's expensive. Like,
Oh yeah.
I usually just slam my desk now if I need to release the anger.
oh no, I don't even do that. I have to step away.
Yeah.
Calm myself for it because
Yeah.
I have been known to break shit.
Oh yeah, when the rage boils over, it's just like all what do you call it? All logic goes out the window, I guess.
Seeing red.
Yep, the scene red. Some games do it to you, and I don't blame you. Impossible Lair, I had to stop myself because I was getting pissed off at it. You know, I don't even think I got. I think I got a little over halfway in the main game, and I tried the Impossible Lair, and it just pissed me off. I was like, no, I'm not gonna try and finish this game anymore. This is stupid. But it's a cool game. Like what I did play and what didn't piss me off, out of just me being terrible at the game, you know. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I have to watch my rage a lot. Like, I'll go into this. I'm gonna kind of go into like a little bit of a sob story here.
Go for it.
So, just to kind of just like tell you guys a little bit of my strength, and if I leave it unchecked. So, it was the day that we had to put Banjo down. Like he wound up getting cancer in the leg and it spread, and we thought it was just that he like tripped and hurt his leg. That's why he was not walking on it. But every day he just like progressively got worse and worse. And when we took him in again, he was just like, yeah, he's not gonna make it. So he was only like 2-3 years old. He was still just a puppy.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the money to like get him like privately cremated. Thankfully, like the office was willing to work with us, and like we give him a little bit at a time to pay for like his private cremation.
That's good, at least.
I called up my mom, and I know that they were struggling with money too, so like I couldn't get mad at them. But like I was like, hey, can I just have my birthday present just a little bit early so I can pay to have my dog cremated, so I can have him on my shelf to stare at for 30 years. And I don't know if it was just like how I came off on asking for it or what happened, but like she made it seem like, you know, I never go to her when I need help, and it's like I've not needed help living till now. This is why I'm calling, because I need help.
Oh, sorry, I was lagging out. My internet dropped a little.
That's okay. Do I need to restart somewhere?
No, it's fine.
But it wound up becoming a scenario, like I got really frustrated, and because she made me I don't know if I think I just took it wrong, and it made me feel like that I was like a horrible person. That, you know, I finally went to mom and asked for help, and I raged and I blacked out. And when I came to my senses, Cordy was right next to me. I came to my senses, and he was like wide-eyed, like, what the fuck? And I was like, what did I do? And he's like, well, you hit your trash can. And I was like, I did? And he's like, yeah, the trash can's full. Now it's on the other side of the room. You hit it with one fist. I'm like, oh. Uh-oh.
Jeez.
These.
Yeah, he's like, you just hit it with one fist and sent it flying across the room. That was a full trash can. And there's like trash now scattered all over the freaking house. I'm like, oh. Yeah. So, I have to check my anger.
Damn. Yeah, that's pretty strength heavy punch you had there.
Typically, if I get mad enough to where I have to like actually hit something, it's usually not from it hasn't been from a game for a while, as I can remember. Well, I usually go into the bedroom and I'll just punch the bed, which it's memory foam, so it's not gonna really do much. So I can at least get the anger out without really damaging anything.
Just expending energy, basically, you know.
Exactly. I'm glad we have a bed like that. But yeah, I'm not surprised you knocked it across the way, Winter. You're a big dude.
Yeah, and people at our new game stores pressing my limits too. And I need to check myself a lot when he's in our presence.
Well, as long as you're working on it and you're aware of, you know, that you're need to work on it, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the case at hand.
It's all good, man.
Oh, I know one probably both of you guys have heard of. Probably most people have heard of. No Man's Sky.
Never heard of it.
Oh yeah. I just saw that it got a big update.
Yes, another one. Man, I bought No Man's Sky on release date on the PS4. I went to a GameStop with my best friend Reagan, and we stayed up until midnight to actually get the game. And then took it home to my place, and we started playing it, and had to stop because we were both going to sleep because there's nothing to do in that game at that point. I was a disappointment when it came out. Holy shit. But thankfully, they just have kept working on. I don't know how many updates this is now. This is the update is the World's Part 1 update. So this is a 5.0 update. So they're going to be making another part of it coming out pretty soon. I think this is this summer. They are changing a lot of ways that the planets are built. Changing how physics affects certain things, like how water is affected when you fly over it, that kind of stuff. I booted it up recently to see if I could get some of this, and I haven't found a planet yet that showcases a lot of this just yet, but I've barely done anything in it yet. I think I've gone to 2 planets so far in this new game. But yeah, just all this. Every time I see a trailer for this, when these new updates, I'm like, I should go back into this. That looks really fucking cool. But then something else comes out, and I end up doing something else anyway.
Yeah, that's my problem.
But all credit for how much they've ran it back for how it was when I first bought the game in the first place.
But now it's like how they promised way back then.
Yeah.
And probably even more so still, too.
Probably, yeah. I even tried it in VR a couple times, and if it wasn't pain in the ass for my setup specifically to do that, I'd be playing this in VR specifically, all the time. Because this is such a neat game to be in virtual reality for, because you're controlling the ship, you're pulling levers in the ship to go forward and back and shoot and all that kind of stuff. You're not just hitting buttons on the controllers to just oh yeah, this is the shoot button. Ooh. No, you are grabbing hold of a joystick in your ship and aiming the reticle with your arms up like that. It's incredibly immersive. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I played it for the first time Oh, it was on April Fool's, I think. Yeah. And I had a good time. I was playing on creative mode where I could just fly around for fun and look at stuff. And I just kept going planet to planet. I went to like at least 50 planets in one day. I was like, okay, what crazy creatures are here? What kind of biome is this? And there's some really cool shit. Like, one biome I will say is like full of these bubbles. Like, it's just like big. Like if, like in Pokemon, the bubble beam move was used everywhere.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen anything.
It's a bubble planet, and it's just really interesting. Like, what the hell? How did this even come to be? You know? And just wandering around is so cool, and then seeing the creatures just vibing. So yeah, it's a really cool game. I definitely want to play the new update though, because I haven't tried it yet.
It feels like the kind of game where you could have a really good time or a really bad time if you were to play it like drunk or some other kind of under some kind of influence.
Well, I've tested my limits with the weed, and I can play it just fine. But I have a high tolerance.
Okay, fair enough.
Of course you do.
So
Just kidding.
I'm California sober. I will tell you. Yeah. Have you played it, Winter?
No, I don't own it.
Okay. Damn, it's a really cool space sci-fi exploration vibe. It's got the crafting mechanics and like survival stuff too, right? So there's both styles of like you can go creative and just vibe, or you can go full on. I'm gonna survive on this planet mode.
I've been wanting to try to get Jay to give it a shot at some point because I know there's multiplayer in it now, and I know they tend to like the like crafting and survival kind of stuff, like Ark, Pal World, all that kind of stuff. They tend to go for that pretty hard. I'm just like, you have an infinite number of planets you could do this on, but I haven't gotten a chance to have them try it just yet.
Yeah, crafting can be fun if you're, just want to zone out and make shit and build stuff.
Yeah, I want to play with the mech suits they've got. I know they have them. I need to try
the
them
mech
out.
suits. I tried a bike or something, or like some rover. I remember trying one of those things out. But yeah, No Man's Sky, good game. And it's usually always on sale and always getting updated for free, so it's like a really good deal.
Still right now? It is.
Yep.
It's like for $23, which compared
out of 12 months in the year, that thing's on sale for like 8 or 9 of them. I swear to God.
Crossplay too. I didn't realize that.
Oh, it is there. That's cool.
It says crossplay multiplayer on the Steam page.
Man, really, really cool at the indie game. It seems now like a AAA product at this point, but it's not.
Yeah.
Just years and years and years of hard work.
No.
You guys ever?
I'm sorry.
What's up, Winter?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna mention another game. Go ahead and go first, Winter.
Now, one that has just recently come out. I think they're still in early access. I kind of want to buy it now because I know I have the money, but I still got fucking car payments to pay. They had just recently come out. I think they're still in early access. But if you're a fan of like real-time strategy games, there is a game called Stormgate. Yeah, they just now went into early access. They're doing the full release on July 30th.
Free to play.
Oh, this looks like a little Warhammery, a little Diablo-y, a little bit Starcrafty.
I was going to say Starcrafty, yeah, Warcraft, that kind of stuff.
So, there was a group of individuals who came from Blizzard Entertainment to build this. So,
oh, okay, that's cool.
I think this was supposed to be like a game that they were supposed to unveil at one BlizzCon or another, but never happened. And they wound up just firing the artist. So the artist is saying they're just like, we're just gonna take this.
We're just gonna take this.
I do remember hearing about this. Okay,
hey, good for them. Good for them, sticking it to the man.
It's got announced at the Game Awards in 2023, and they had the guy who played what's his name? He was in one of the Marvel movies. The Ten Rings. Damn it! Hang on. Shang-Chi. There we go. The guy who played Shang-Chi is apparently in the game, and he was promoting it at the Game Awards of 2023.
Oh, nice.
Oh, here somewhere.
I personally haven't played much games like it, so I'm probably not going to try it, but I'm sure a lot of other people out there might enjoy that style for sure.
Once it goes free to play, and if I get into the mood where I want to do like play some original Warcraft or something like that, maybe I'll give it a shot. But I don't know, I'm not usually huge into strategy games like that. But if it's free, I might still give it a shot.
Oh, free to play, isn't it?
That's what it said on the store page.
Doesn't hurt to try if it's free, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Free August 13th.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
not too far off.
No,
That's like 3 weeks.
I want to play it now.
I want to play now.
have either of you guys ever heard of the game Nidhogg?
I know a Digimon named Nidhoggmon.
Okay, so Nidhogg is a versus fighting game. It is less than 200 MB big.
Oh.
And it is a tremendous amount of fun. It's very simple. There's you and there's somebody else, whether it be a computer or another player, and your goal is to get to the opposite end of the stage that you start off on. So if you're on the left side of the stage, you want to get all the way to the right. If you're on the right side, you want to go all the way to the left. And the opponent's job is to stop you and make it to your side of the arena. I don't know if there's a whole lot more story to it. That's just like, and like you kind of supposed to imply from it for the most part. But if you're against somebody that is within your same skill level, a single game can go for like hours.
Oh, jeez.
And the fucking like hype and anticipation you can get from that, from like, oh, is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? Is fantastic. You fight using rapiers, and you have different stances. You have like a low stance, a mid stance, and a high stance. You have an attack button that thrusts it, right? At the same time, if you hit up on if you move up a stance or down a stance while the guy's attacking, you can disarm your opponents, and then you can stab them yourself. There's also like unarmed combat, where if you're able to knock somebody down with like a dive kick, or if you get up close to them and punch them a bunch, you can knock them down and then like break their necks on the ground, so you can keep going. You can throw your sword and have it be a projectile. There's all kinds of different little mind games you can do if you're against somebody that is like of your same skill level.
It reminds me heavily of like those Flash games back on like Newgrounds, so you'd play stick figure fights, you know?
Yeah, a lot like that.
That's cool. I like that.
It's $10. They did a sequel to it. I have a hard time recommending the sequel. The sequel plays fine. They added a bunch of new different kinds of weapons. From like, I think there's great swords, there's the rapier, there's daggers, there's bows. There may be more that I'm forgetting about. The main issue why I don't like 2 over 1 is the drastic change in art style. Nidhogg 1, if you guys looked it up, kind of has like an old, like almost Atari-esque kind of look to it, like very basic. Nidhogg 2's art style gets a little gross, like not exactly pleasant to look at least to me. Which sucks because the music and everything in that is great. It's just the art style is just not pretty to look at. It really sucks.
I saw a screenshot of 2. It looks kind of like blasphemous levels of, of detail and gore-ish.
Yeah, and like it's like I don't mind gore that much, but like there's a part where you're going through. I'm looking at the level I'm thinking of. Part of the level is like going through an old like dead worm, basically like a giant worm, and like as you're going through it, you get closer to the end of it, you can kind of see like poop on like the sides of the walls inside of it. I'm just like, that's not what I want. I don't really want to see that right now. But yeah, if the art style doesn't bother you, by all means go for Nidhogg 2. They're both super cheap, especially Nidhogg 1. Can I recommend those enough? That's a blast to play with like a bunch of people all like cheering for one person or the other to get through it all the way.
It does sound like a very chaotic time to play with someone on that. Like, I think I could enjoy playing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
With several people.
Yes. Yes.
All right, you guys can keep going. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
I think it'd be a good time to take a break.
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Break time?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take a break.
All right, I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Back after these messages. Here too, I promise.
Oh, I hear food.
I got a mouthful of Whoppers.
Whoppers. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the burger. I'm like, Whoppers?
Whoppers.
Now little malted milk balls.
Malted milk.
Plural Whoppers in your mouth? Hold on a minute.
Boy, oh boy, I got malted milk balls.
I love my malted milk balls.
Oh. So, where are we continuing on with this conversation here? So, you know,
I had a couple. Oh, go ahead, Winter.
there's another RTS game that came
Huh?
out some time ago. I love playing it to this day. I just kind of wish that there was like a better map editor. I kind of wish there was more maps to it. And the developers were making a game to go along with it. So the game is called Loria.
Oh, wait. Okay.
And Loria was supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Warcraft 2, but having like aspects of Warcraft 3 in it as well. So it's like Warcraft 2 graphics, but it's got like Warcraft 3 campaigns too, where you only have like a certain amount of miners in the gold mine. You've got heroes, a tech tree that almost follows suit to Sue, but there's only 2 races in the game, so kind of following the basics of Warcraft 2 that way.
Is this on Steam?
Yeah.
It's free.
I can't find it.
Loria.
MOR. Yeah, I looked. Oh, hang on.
You look up Loria game. That's how I switched it.
One of the games that they were going to come out with was called Liquidation. Liquidation was supposed to be a spiritual successor to Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War.
Dawn?
Dawn of War.
Okay. I was like, I almost thought you said God of War. I was like, huh?
No, Dawn, like, you know, the sun dawn, like the dish soap.
Yeah.
I sure can't find this game.
It's just avoiding you. It's like, nope, you cannot find me.
Apparently.
Here,
Fucking weird.
click send. See if that works.
Oh, okay. I've been hearing MORIA, not LORA.
Oh, you've been watching too much One Piece.
I was thinking Lord of the Rings. That's what's been coming up this whole time.
Oh. I was thinking Gecko Moria.
Yeah. I hate that guy. Hey.
It looked like, it does look very old school though. I like the aesthetic when I was looking at it. 2018, right?
Yeah. I don't know much of the story about behind the developers on this one though, so
Okay.
I don't know if there are
What?
more Blizzard employees just gone rogue.
Wizard employees gone rogue. That's funny because it's a D&D joke too. Get it? Wizards going rogue.
Yeah, but I said Blizzard.
Oh, I think you said wizard. God damn it, dude. It's Izzard, wizard, gizzard, lizard.
I didn't say gizzard.
It's all Izzard.
This kind of makes me think of like if Vampire Survivors was an RTS. That's kind of the way it looks to me, at least in the screenshots.
It's a fun game. Like, I was kind of starting to go through the campaign. I'd like to go through the campaign and finish it. But like, I enjoy just playing multiplayer. Like, I've gotten this real big kick where at night when I get home, I just get on StarCraft 2 and I'll like go like myself and 5 other elite computers going up against 6 elite computers just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
So I enjoy going into games like this and just doing a simple team game and just having fun with it. But there's not really that many maps for the game. So
Not exactly feature rich.
No.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Sometimes games are just fun, and then you're like, man, I wish there was more.
Yeah.
Well, originally they announced the cancellation of Liquidation, the other game that they're working on. But I think they're starting to try to revive it now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's cool. Hopefully they get it going, because sounds like it'd be a cool project.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll get off the spotlight now.
I have what's it called? It's more of an indie dev, I guess.
Okay.
That I enjoy. Like, I'm gonna be talking about a couple indie devs. But this one first I wanted to talk about because their style is like N64, right? And they do platformer stuff, and I love that. I love 3D platformers from that era a lot, as a lot of us do, I'm sure. And they go by Siactro, spelled Siactro. And they have a couple of really cool indie games they put out that are very much like Banjo-ish. Little mascot character running around the world.
Super Kiwi 64 is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, Super Kiwi 64 is one of them. A very short and sweet game. It's probably about an hour and a half to get everything, and then another like hour to do the bonus content they added into it. So it's like a 2.5 hour game. Super cool aesthetic, super cute. The movement's fun. Platforming is very basic. Collectibles are kind of easy to find, but it's just a cool little fun world to just jump into real quick if you have like 2 hours to spare or whatever. And then there's another one called MacBat 64. It's just, I think, around the same length. It's about a little bat, and he's cute. He's got a little like monocle, and they even have an appearance of Grant Kirkhope in there, which was really cool. He's voice acting in there as himself.
Okay.
And I found that pretty cool. So it's on Switch and Steam. So depending on what you rather have it on, I have MacBat both on Steam and on Switch because I loved it that much, and it's a really cheap game. It's like $3, I think. And I think Super Kiwi's around like $5, maybe.
The Macintosh Bartholomew 64.
Yeah, they're really cool dev. I like their stuff. They also have another one I haven't tried. It's called Tori 3D. It looked really cool, but I have yet to play it.
That one's very bright. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a super bright.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm having a hard time looking at. Ooh.
So that one I think is their most popular title, but I haven't tried that one yet. Yeah, definitely go check out Siactro's work if you like the N64 era of platforming. Very short and sweet games, and yeah.
I had two more in mind that I had thought of that I wanted to bring up. One of them I played a good chunk of today. The other one I haven't played for a bit, but it is very, very unique. The first one is called Golden Light. This is a roguelike horror game.
Oh, good.
If anyone knows, if you guys know what the prop hunt is,
yeah,
it's like that, but the props are hunting you, like they're monsters in disguise, basically.
Oh, jeez.
And the fucking, if I remember right, the storyline is like you're trying to rescue your girlfriend or significant other from this place called the Gut. And it's so surreal. There's so much like meat monsters, and just it's so fucking. I can't think of a weirder game that I played before. You can like eat your weapons to get health. If you look at the screenshots for it, you can kind of get an idea of how just surreal and bizarre this fucking game is.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, it looks something like I'm not a horror game person, but I might actually want to try this one just because it looks cool.
Give it a shot. Like I said, I can't think of anything that I've ever played that's like it before.
Wow, it is on sale for $10 right now. Yeah,
I don't think it did particularly well in terms of sales and all that, but still give it a shot. I'd say if you got the cash for it, it's you will add some to your library that you will not have anything else like it.
So
one of the best things I can say about it.
One of the few types of horror I can handle is like eldritch horror and stuff that's weird. So like this is like both.
It's definitely in that wheelhouse. Yeah,
that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, the other one is one that came out actually fairly recently. I had tried a demo of it around the Steam Next Indie Fest that happened a month ago, something like that, and it came out 18th, I think, called Dungeons of Hinterberg.
Dungeons of Hinter?
Hinterberg.
Ah, I see it.
Like Dinkelberg.
So,
Dinkelberg.
Exactly. Dinkelberg. Exactly. So,
wow, this one looks really cool.
This has a lot of different aspects to it that are really interesting. You play as a girl named Louisa, who is around pretty close to our age. She's like in her 20s. I don't know. I think you guys are both older than me, maybe. I'm not sure, but either way, she's close enough to our age ranges that what she's kind of feels probably fairly relatable to all three of us. Where it's the kind of thing where she's stuck in a rut, it feels like she's, like her life is wake up, go to work, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, go to sleep, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so she goes to this place called Hinterberg, which, for whatever reason, I'm assuming you probably figured that out as the game goes, has had these 25 dungeons pop up, and has had monsters that are based off of Alpine mythology, and actual magic coming into the world. And it's supposed to be kind of like our world, but just this one town has just had this outbreak of magic just happening in it for some reason.
Right.
And so there's people coming from all over to like explore the dungeons and slay the monsters and all that kind of stuff. The combats and the fact that you're fighting like Alpine mythological monsters kind of makes you think a little bit of Okami. Either of you guys have ever played that before?
I've seen a lot of it.
Okay. So it's a little bit. It feels a little bit like that. I think you only really have a sword for a weapon. I don't think you get different weapon types. I could be wrong, but you get a lot of different things that kind of change your play style. So you have charms that can do stuff like increase your damage, or if you time a dodge perfectly, it'll slow down time for a little bit, which I always love that in different games. You have different weapon special attacks you can get. So I didn't get too far into it just yet. I'm going to play a lot more of it probably, but you get like a spin slash kind of Zelda thing where I thought it was just gonna be like one big circle slash kind of thing, like the Zelda charge up slash kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, you just start spinning like a topper on the battlefield for like half a minute, basically, just pinballing around the arena, basically, in breakneck speeds.
I like the aesthetic a lot, from what I can see.
I don't know what to call the art style, but it's really pretty looking in the game, especially in motion. There's like 5 different areas, and they each have about a certain number of dungeons. Each one of them kind of has a unique spell associated with it that you use to kind of solve the dungeons and deal with the monsters there. So the first one that I got in the game here, you start off by being able to summon this big iron ball that you can roll around, and you could hit the button used to summon it, and it'll explode like a bomb. Alternatively, you can shoot a little think of like a Morning Star ball, like a little spiked metal ball with a chain out of your hand, and you press the button to retract it, and it hits people on the way back and going out at the same time. it's really useful. And uses you use that to like pull stuff towards you for puzzles and stuff like that. You can use the big iron ball to weigh stuff down for switches. The dungeons themselves kind of feel like they wouldn't be out of place in like Zelda for one thing. The first one that I did had some minecart sections actually made me think a lot of Donkey Kong Country, which was fun for me.
Oh yeah.
And then there's kind of a time passing mechanic similar to say like Persona or some of the more recent Fire Emblem games, where you have events that will take time out of your day, and you have to kind of determine what events you want to do that might give you different benefits, like improving relationship with a person in the town that you're in, or if you want to explore a dungeon that takes time, or if you want to improve some of your stats without going to a dungeon, there's ways to do that would take time. There's all kinds of stuff going on with this game, and I think it's really neat.
Yeah, I like the way it looks. Just they always say never judge a book by its cover, but sometimes that cover is real fucking nice.
Yeah. If it works in the game's favor, judge all you want for the book's cover.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
very very cool. Two different games, very two different vibes that you talked about, but I like them both.
They mix them well. They mix them really well so far. Like I said, I haven't gotten very far into it, and again, it's fairly new, so there's not a whole lot of reviews for it. But I would definitely say if you can give this one a shot. I wish they had kept a demo out for it, but oh well, I guess. But yeah,
cool.
Have you done much of like turn-based strategy games, Charles?
Yeah, Digimon. That's like probably a good extent of it for me.
What about you, Taylor?
I played a lot of Fire Emblem. I don't know if that's I don't know if you mean more of that or you mean something like Pokemon, which I guess either one kind of. But
no, it's like Battlefield's turn-based strategy.
So probably close to Fire Emblem, I suppose.
Yeah. Have you guys played Advance Wars?
No, but I've heard that's a good one. I've heard that I should probably get that one a shot.
Skip Advance Wars.
Oh. Okay.
Typing abruptly stops. Oh.
Pick up a game. So, if you want a really fucking badass game, it was made by the same team that did Stardew Valley. Wargroove.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this. Okay.
I've heard of it.
Oh my god. That story sucked me in so goddamn hard.
Oh yeah, this is definitely very Advance Wars looking.
Yeah.
So much better than Advance Wars. 100 times better than Advance Wars. Oh my god, they have a Wargroove 2? What? Hold up.
Hold up. It's wish listed now.
There's another Wargroove. I'm gonna have to get it.
Oh, that's where I know the name from. Okay. I have one of the other games called Time Spinner.
Look at the puppo with the puppo with the armor on. Oh my god, I love him.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's like a little knight in shining armor. And he's so happy. He knows he's a good boy.
He is.
Sir Woofers. I don't know his name.
Like, I'll spoiler alert for those who haven't played. The last fight, the last mission, has you going against like this siren creature.
Cool.
So it gives you like the last mission gives you like basically all the heroes that you've allied with. So you have like 15 heroes going into this one mission. But the siren bitch. This little fucking siren bitch will every other turn take control of one of the heroes and just obliterate your team. Because not only does she mind control it, but she makes them stronger too.
Oh, lovely.
Some of the heroes' abilities is like an AoE effect, so it just wrecks your face in.
You know when you said spoiler alert after I was talking about the dog, I was going to say the dog dies at the end. I was like, oh no. Not the puppers.
No, dog don't die.
Surprised if the dog died in like a game that looks as happy and bright and cartoony as this does.
Yeah. he retires a happy life.
Send him out to a farm up north.
Speaking of the company that made this game, how about Stardew Valley?
Stardew's one of the OG big indie games, huh?
It is.
I've never played it. That's one that I have yet to try.
I've not played it either, but Jay is crazy for it.
Experience with your eyeballs, basically.
You said it was the same people that made Wargroup? Because the dev for this one is Concerned Ape, but the dev for the other one is Chucklefish.
No, Chucklefish did both.
Okay.
Wish they should have.
On the Steam page, it says developer and publisher is Concerned Ape.
Chucklefish? For Wargroup?
For Stardew. Chucklefish is Wargroup, but Stardew is Concerned Ape.
I thought they did both.
Because Jay follows Chucklefish God damn it. Jay follows Concerned Ape because they want to hear more about the game they're coming out next with the Haunted Chocolatier or whatever. Just because there is.
I think Chucklefish is affiliated with them. Hold on. I might be wrong. I don't know. Oh, I don't have it installed. Shit. Well, here I am looking like an asshole.
What are you doing over there, standing around looking like an asshole, huh?
Okay, so I just looked up Chucklefish Concerned Ape in Google. There's a post on the Stardew Valley developer blog from Concerned Ape. Hi everyone, this is Eric Barone, aka Concerned Ape creator Stardew Valley. I'm aware of the news and social media reports that Chucklefish allegedly engaged in unfair and potentially abusive labor practices during development of the game Starbound. I feel the need to address the situation because the connection between Chucklefish and Stardew Valley, as well as the degree to which Chucklefish was involved in the creation of the game, have been addressed by many people. Throughout the 4.5 years of development, I was the only person to work on Stardew Valley. Neither Chucklefish nor any contributors working with Chucklefish were involved in creating the game in any capacity. So it sounded like there was some kind of confusion where they seemed to be like they were connected, but I guess they aren't.
Maybe it was Starbound, yeah, because Chucklefish did Starbound.
Yeah.
Which,
Maybe that's where we're getting mixed up.
Maybe.
Starbound looked like it had a lot of promise, but I couldn't get into the game.
Yeah, no, Jay's always been crazy about Stardew Valley and like other games similar to it, like Sunhaven. That's one thing I really big into that's kind of similar. But not typically my thing.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Might be for someone out there listening.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Stardew Valley is huge popular. It's huge, stupid popular. I'm probably more in the minority for that one than anything else. Fucking 600,000 overwhelming positive reviews on Steam. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I know a good amount of people that have played it that have not played that game. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention a really cool indie game that came out of fucking nowhere and took the world by storm around the end of 2023.
Okay.
And that was Lethal Company.
Oh yeah, of course.
Lethal Company. I fucking love that game.
I wish I'd been able to play it more in the USG more often.
I still play it with a group of friends every so often, like probably at least once a month since it came out, but there was a time we were doing it every fucking Friday.
Look, I'll never see you playing it anymore on my friends' anymore, Trails.
What is that?
I feel like you're the only person I see on my friends list that ends up playing it. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish other people would still get into it because I only got to do it with a bunch of friends like once or twice. It feels like
I only got to play the game once, and that was with Trows when we did that big run.
And Bree was there too. I think wasn't she?
I think some people got motion sickness. I know Midge did it for sure.
Yeah, Midge and 8-Bit I think had issues with that.
Yeah, because we wound up getting echo on that one too because that was when Midge got one of our best fucking clips. is when we all saw the damn landmine.
Yeah.
And Echo just runs right on top of it and blows it all up.
And then the spider falls on Midge. That was great.
I think my favorite part of when we did that night was, I think I was in the ship or something like that. I was waiting for people to come by, and I just in the distance I could just see Bree screaming and running into this small cloud of bees is just chasing her with some fucking Looney Tunes shit.
It's something about that, like, chat proximity it makes the game so much funnier.
Oh, it's the best. It's
like you'll hear someone miss a jump, you'll hear them and then cut out.
Yeah. I heard something about how the guy who made it said that the next update's going to be like the best updates put out so far, or something along those lines.
The recent one they added a fucking vehicle, which is really cool.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole ass car now.
How does that work?
You buy it and they'll drop it off for you from the sky like they do with your like flashlights and stuff. But it's a singular thing you can grab. So once you buy that thing, you can't get anything else with it. It drops, and then you get your vehicle. But you can still order stuff after again. But that initial drop will only be for the car. It's really weird to control. I didn't know how to figure it out. Someone in my party did, but I went inside the building before I figured it out. It was just really interesting. It seems like a cool way to like get to the entrance and put a bunch of stuff in the back of it and then like drive back if you need to if there's danger. But yeah, it was interesting. There's some new creatures too.
Good.
Yeah, the creatures are all fun.
There's a VTuber that I like that likes the Bracken a little too much.
Oh god.
It's a problem.
The Brackens scared me recently so bad. I was like messing with some like electricity box. I was like gonna turn it off on people to make fun, like get them scared.
Yeah.
And I flicked it, and then I flicked it back on, and then I turned around, and the Bracken was right in front of me. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I like was like, "Oh shit, dude, I almost died." Oh, shit, like I was panicking.
There's a YouTube. Sorry, go ahead.
It was just funny.
So I think I need to. I don't know. Taylor, have you seen like a whole lot of like Lethal Company shorts or like YouTube shorts or Facebook shorts?
Not a huge amount. I've seen one where the guy gets the ladder and then he extends the ladder and it lands on a dude's head and has this nice, satisfying bonk noise and kills him. And then there's a YouTuber that I watched that had like an hour-long thing, like a bunch of montages with his friends playing it. And there's one particular part where when the one that the camera's following flicks off the lights and starts messing with them, and you can hear like the 8 other people that he's playing with all just go Nosferatu.
So this will be a short that you need to watch real quick.
Okay.
This one, oh my god, I about fucking peed myself watching
Looking at it.
And
I see arachnophobia. I'm not looking forward to it.
this is the one, Charles, where he has the steering wheel. Like, brrr.
Oh yeah.
That's the fucking loud. Oh, that's great.
It's one of the greatest shorts I've heard.
Oh man. There's one on Reddit that I found. I thought there was a small video where it's these people getting in line for like a picture, basically, but a guy on the end has like one of the shotguns, and they're all getting into a picture. They're all getting in line, and then the one guy with the shotgun turns to the left and just blows the whole rest of the line with the shotgun with one blast, and their bodies are just gone.
Good. I've had a pretty good moment when we had mods going, right, and we had this I think it was Skinwalker mod.
Okay.
Where they mimic you. Some of them it doesn't. The monsters will like record your voice and then speak it back.
God.
And so at some point in the beginning when we all entered together, and then I spotted the fire exit somewhere, I was like, "Welcome to the fire exit, baby! You're gonna die!" Like Guns N' Roses. And then 5 minutes later, after I had died, I was watching someone, roam around, and He was by the fire exit, and a bracken was right there, and it was like, "Welcome to the exit, baby. You're gonna die." And it slinked away into the darkness. It was so fucking funny. I was like, he chose that line to say it now while he was in front of the fucking fire exit. Holy shit, that was like the coolest thing. Oh man, that like game has so much potential for like amazing moments. Definitely want to play it with more people for sure. I need to get people more hyped up, you know.
Yeah. Give people some Dramamine if they need it. Ooh,
I'm definitely gonna play again soon.
So, like, busy with life too.
Yeah.
Because not only like am I like trying to work to pay off bills, but like a new game shop opened up, so I'm getting absorbed more into like hobbies outside real life. Like,
Yeah.
there's more people to play Magic the Gathering with. There's more people. I got sucked into Warhammer 40k.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking about that.
So now, like, I'm gonna be playing that game too on top of it. It's a very fun game. Fuck, is it expensive?
Yeah, I've heard that's quite the time and money sink.
Well, I mean, if it's fun, I don't see why not. If you feel like you can invest in the hobby.
Yeah, live action, like real life hobbies are always great.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I know about Warhammer 40k are the orcs are my favorite thing in that universe.
I've seen plenty.
I love the orcs.
I've seen plenty of like shorts of them talking about the different factions, and I really like the disease guy. What's his name? He's like a disease god.
Is that 40k or is that just regular Warhammer?
Warhammers in general.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
I forgot his name. Nurgle, the chaos god of disease, decay, despair, and destruction.
I was gonna guess Nurgle. Shit.
Yeah, Nurgle. I like how everyone's disgusting, but he loves everybody, and they're all happy in some sick, twisted way. And it's like interesting, a very interesting type of faction in a way. Like, I've never seen anything like it, you know?
Yeah.
Like a horrible plague infested group, but they're so happy about themselves and love each other. You know, that's like really interesting.
They're evil and they fucking love it. You gotta respect it.
You gotta respect them for being so fucked in the head. But yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna move on to another dev I wanted to really talk about that has some really... Okay, this is gonna be probably the weirdest stuff I'm gonna be talking about, because I played a lot of indie games that are super strange. I used to have a segment on stream called Weird Shit Wednesdays.
Oh, I can remember that.
Yeah, and I'd find a bunch of weird games on Itch.io and Steam and what have you.
Right.
And I found this dev that I really enjoy his work. His name's Jeremy Couillard. He's made, from what I know that I played, he's made Jeff, G-A-E-F, just Jeff, Fuzz Dungeon, and Escape from Lavender Island. Those three games are very similar in vibe and like surrealness and total like what's the word for it? I mean, surreal's one, but it's like super out there and ridiculous. I don't know. It's like being on an acid trip without being on an acid trip for real. And it makes you say what the fuck and laugh like most of the time you're playing it. And it's really cool because like there's like Jeff is like a really short game that takes about probably like 30 to 45 minutes if you know what you're doing. And it's just really fun to play again. I've played it like 5 times in a row. Well, in a row, but like 5 times in general.
I have a word that might help define the aesthetic of this a little bit, which is phantasmagoric.
Phantasmagoric, huh?
Which is having a fantastic or deceptive appearance as something in a dream or created by the imagination.
Okay, that's a really good way to describe it. Yeah. It's also a little outrageous. That's the one other word I was gonna say. Outrageous in tone. Like you have to find the universe's teeth so he can chew you up and spit you out in another like
All right.
you. So it's really weird. Like you have to go down this slide to grab all his teeth, and it's like a really heavy rock song that's like super, like Imagine Dragons style, like dum dum down 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 down, you know, like super commercially, you know.
Yeah.
But it sounds cool. There's like a cool solo in it, but like it's weird because it's all colorful and strange and psychedelic. Then like Fuzz Dungeon is more of like a micro mini game deal with like a hub world you can be in.
I just read the synopsis for Fuzz Dungeon. The well back to your job is absorbed inside a Sasquatch sex amulet. Journey through the most absurdist human history to try and bring it back.
Yeah. It's so weird, dude. It's crazy.
Man, I thought fucking Golden Light was gonna be the weirdest thing I'd see today. I got fucking nothing.
And the other game that I really like was Escape from Lavender Island, which is his most robust and big game yet. That has an open world aspect to it. You get like upgrades to like traverse more. You get like strange abilities. Like you wear these masks. One of them makes you able to just clip into anything. Basically, it just you use it and it's a deatomizer. It deatomizes walls, and you can just walk into a building, or
All right,
and stuff like that. And you could take pills like that do stuff like you shoot them out from your mask, and they shoot out into the people walking around. You can make them big, small, make them fly up into the air with these pills and do weird shit.
Majora's Mask on PCP.
And you get into these like little areas that have cutscenes, and they're super strange. And there's like a somewhat of a story to it, I guess, but it's so nonsensical and outrageous, and it doesn't really matter. It's just like a acid trip to walk through, and I really like those games because I like saying what the fuck and laughing at most things that I turn and look at in those. Like in that game, all the stop signs say something different that are 4-letter words. Like, there's no stop sign that says stop.
I think my brain is still locked onto the phrase Sasquatch sex amulet and hasn't left that phrase since.
Yeah, and the developer of the game came into my stream to watch me play Escape from Lavender Island, which was really cool.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, he told me a bit about it. That he developed the game by himself in Germany. He just like moved there for a while and then did the game. And
did you ask if he was okay?
why? Because of the weirdness of it all?
Yeah.
No, I was with it, you know. Like I didn't have to. I was like, dude, that's like one of the coolest things about this for me. I know he's a partaker in psychedelics and weed, so
I never would have guessed.
It didn't surprise me, but I was with it, you know. I was like, cool, dude. I'm glad you're able to bring that kind of stuff out into a video game, so other people can somewhat experience this kind of vibe without actually having to do any illicit things.
Yeah.
So I was like, hell yeah, I like what you're doing. And he even put like Jeff out in a museum somewhere. There's like a museum with his work that people could just play it. And
God, that's bizarre.
He's got a really interesting life.
Yeah, I bet.
So shout outs to Jeremy Couliard. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, check out his games. They're really neat.
I think I got sidetracked by the. Oh, I know what it was. This is one that I think Winter. I think you might really like this if you haven't already heard about it before. It's called Wildermyth.
Wildermyth.
Wildermyth. Wildermyth. This came out at probably the best possible time for it because it came out around when COVID was still at its peak. It's a turn-based strategy game, and it has to do a lot with like.
Oh.
There's a lot of. Are you seen it before, Winter?
I've seen it. Like it's popped up on my my daily queue.
Looks a little storybook to me. It looks cool.
Yes. It's very like this is a game like if you want to be like a folk hero or like a band of folk heroes, that kind of thing. That's kind of how a lot of the different stories in this kind of end up. It has a really interesting magic system to it, where I can't think of what the word they use for it. It's a very specific word they use for it, like interfusion or something like that. Where instead of like shooting fire or something like that out of a staff, what will happen is that your mage will kind of put a part of their soul into an object on the field, and then they can kind of use that object to attack enemies. So, for instance, you could put it into a large boulder, and then you'd use that boulder to chip up a part of it and have it launch enemies and kind of like bounce across them, kind of like a like you skip a stone across a river or something like that. Or you could interfuse with a torch and move the fire from the torch onto a floor and have it and like control that fire for a bit. And there's a bunch of different mods for it. There's a lot of different story events that are really neat. Okay, we're done. They just put out a big update for it called Omen Road that includes a roguelike mode, as well as a campaign that kind of what's it for? It kind of connects a lot of the other stories from what I've seen. There's, I think, 5 different stories you can go through, and they each have a different kind of enemy faction to go against.
Neat.
Yeah, it's a really neat game. I got really into it when I first found it, just because we were spending time inside, you know?
Yeah.
There's, like I said, there's neat little story events. You can have people get together, and, like, time will pass in the game, so you'll have characters that will grow older and will eventually retire, and so their kids will kind of take up their mantle and will join your party instead. Just all kinds of neat stuff like that. It's a really unique game. Very much recommended.
That sounds really unique and cool. I like the storybook look a lot too.
Yes.
You got any new games or any games you want to talk about, Winter?
Yeah, there's one that was like a really long time ago. It's a pretty old one.
Old indie game. How dare you? No, that's
Just shoot me now. Just take me on and shoot me now.
What's the name?
I mean, I'm not sure how much of an indie this developer is. Hold on. On momento, por favors.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like they've only made like one game. Yeah, they've only made one game.
Okay.
So I'm gonna consider them indie.
Okay.
It's a game that like I have killed a shit ton of time on. I have spent 90 hours on it.
Oh wow.
I mean that's
good.
Never mind, ignore me. What am I saying?
That's a decent amount of time if it's an indie.
Yeah.
My favorite indie game of all time. I haven't even gotten that far yet in terms of hours.
It's just a game that you can just spend a lot of time like sinking into and just enjoying. And that game is called Banished.
Banished. Let's see.
Banished.
Oh, this is one of them like town builders.
Okay.
Came out 10 years ago.
Hey, I mean that's pretty indie to me.
So,
Still.
It's a city building game. Your group was banished from the rest of some townsfolk. So now it's up to you and your small group to rebuild and repopulate. So you kind of determine how things go. And it's weird because as I'm playing the game, you'd think that like one of the things that kind of catches me off guard pisses me off, I don't know why, is when you start a game, easy mode should be easier than normal mode, right?
Yeah.
And normal mode should be easier than hard mode.
Right.
Where are you going with this?
I have an easier time making sure my city strives when I start on hard mode. When I start on easy mode, my city fucking tanks.
Weird.
I don't know what it is about it, but
maybe you're just so like your mindset's already like so used to these games that you're already like working at peak efficiency right off the bat. And that on easy mode that doesn't work out as well.
Easy mode, you're given like a shit ton of citizens. Like you're given a ton of citizens. You're given cows. You're given like 5 seeds. You have like a shit ton of supplies that last you forever.
Okay.
Normal mode, they take away the cows. They give you like 2 different plant seeds. So there's a chance you can get like a cornfield seed or like a wheat seed, or you can just get like an apple tree seed and be fucked for like 4 years while your trees grow.
Okay.
You start with fewer citizens. Hard mode, you get no seeds. So you're stuck fishing and scrounging for mushrooms to survive.
Okay.
I think when you start with like very few citizens. So I think like the aspect of it is just like, I think like because my citizens aren't worried about like cows or trying to farm, that they can like worry about other essentials. And as you go through the game, you can also like build a school to where you can educate your citizens.
Okay.
Because if you educate your citizens, they do better at their jobs. They produce twice the material. They produce twice the items, twice the materials. If you have like a city full of uneducated people, you're just gonna sit there with a town full of nuns.
That could be fun.
But it's a fun game. Like I said, I don't want time into it.
The way you describe it, with having an easier time at hard difficulty and a harder time on easy, makes me think of that thing where, like, when you play, like, I'm thinking specifically of like Guitar Hero or Rock Band, and you get to where you're having an easy time on like the more intense difficulties, but you go back to easy difficulty and it's so lax that you fuck up way harder than you ever did on the harder difficulties.
Maybe.
I think it might be because less things to manage in the beginning, because you have said cows, seeds, and then when you're basic, you just can worry about the essentials, like you said, work at peak efficiency with the little things you got to worry about, and then there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe something's fucked up with the difficulty, where it's like Gandhi in Civilization, where you put him to easy or something like that, and he dials all the way back to like stupid hard.
Maybe.
I haven't played a game like that in so very long. I don't even know what game it was, but like something like Town Builder, like more like overseeing a civilization of some sort or whatever, you know. I think
Part 8. Sorry, go ahead.
Last night there was a mobile game I played. I don't know if you guys remember Pocket God.
No, I got nothing.
No.
Yeah, it was not nearly as robust, or it was like a fun, you like oversee like 5 cavemen on an island and you just fuck with them. You know, you can do nice things, you can do bad things or whatever. But yeah, it was like kind of managing like a little tiny island with cavemen on it, like kind of like you were managing a civilization. That's like as extent as I got, I think, with anything sort of that genre.
So have you like not played like an actual Civilization game?
No, I don't know. Looking at it, it always looked boring as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. But I know, like, if you immerse yourself enough, you can just, like, that won't even be an issue really. Because I look for certain things in games, and that like predetermined thought process of mine is always like stopping me from playing certain genres, which, I could probably do better at, but that's how it is for me.
The only game I've ever tried that's of this strategy kind of thing, like Civilization, was I briefly tried Age of Wonders 4, I think, semi-recently. Hang on, let me double check this.
Age of Empires?
No, Age of Wonders, I was right. Which is kind of like a more fantasy-based one. And I had... It seemed cool at the start because I had like this cool like race of like alligator people that I really liked, that I was happy that I came up with. But I don't... If I'm in a game like this, I want to be down doing the combat myself. I don't want to be commanding other people to do it the whole time. You know, like I want to be in direct command. I want to be the character in the fight.
Yeah.
I don't typically like being up above. Like it's hard to describe.
Yeah, you like to. I know what you mean. When I
like
played
to lead your people, not command your people.
Yeah, there we go. Which is weird because I don't mind Warcraft and stuff like that, which is that kind of that same thing for the most part. But it feels a little bit more active.
Yeah. For like when I was playing Halo Wars, which is like kind of like you know,
just with wars.
yeah. you just it's RTS. I enjoyed that a bit, but I liked especially that you could become like if you chose the alien faction, the Covenant, you could become the Arbiter, and you could control them firsthand and get into the action, which I really liked.
That's cool.
And if you chose another faction, you wouldn't really be able to do any of that. You just let them go off on their own. You point them where to go, and they shoot. But yeah, being the Arbiter was my fucking jam. So I know what you mean with like wanting that direct kind of like commanding control.
I think the only game I can think of that I don't mind, like not. I mean, I kind of am in direct control, but kind of not. Is Patapon, which isn't necessarily an indie game, but it's kind of in the same way where I'm commanding people and not basically in the fight myself. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Patapon at all.
I don't think so.
Okay. Not. I wouldn't call it an indie game for the sake of the conversation. Patapon was a PSP game. Same with Patapon 2 and 3. Patapon 1 and 2 got remastered and put onto the PS4 and the 5. It is a rhythm. It's a rhythm game where you are in command of this little army of these little eyeballs, and the different face buttons on the controller play different drums. And the order you play the drums changes what the little eyeballs do. So if you hit square, circle, that's pata 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 palm. That's the beat to have them move forward. And it kind of works like a call and response thing where you hit the drums at a 4-measure beat, and then the patapons will respond with 4 measures, and then you could do your next command, and they follow the command and back and forth. I fucking love that game because I play percussion from like 6th grade on through college, so I love playing the drums. And the fucking soundtrack for that is this awesome, like kind of funky. Like I posted a song from it in the music thing in the USG Discord. And you have this whole storyline where these different little eyeball characters called the Zegatons are going to stop you and the Patapons from reaching their goal. Basically, that's the only thing I can think of where I don't technically control a character for the most part, but I still enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah. Fucking rhythm games I need to get more into. I love music too. I'm a big musician, but I haven't played too many other than like Guitar Hero. And
I will send you a link. I will send you a link to a Patapon trailer so you can look at it for yourself and see if it's something you want to try.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's cool. What other game did I want to bring up that I played? That's the one. I hope this is considered an indie game. I think it is. Bugsnax.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think.
It feels like one, so I know they made Octodad as well, which is an indie game, so it makes sense, I guess.
I'd say it was.
Yeah. So Bugsnax, that game, when I first saw it, when they revealed it, when was that? 2020?
I believe so.
It was like during E3 when that was still there.
Yeah.
And I was immediately sold. I was like, this is just like Pokemon Snap and Viva Pinata in one package, and I need it now. And then I found out it was PlayStation exclusive for the first like couple years, and I was like, oh shit, I don't have a PlayStation, and I just couldn't play it. And I just experienced it through other people, like streamers I like, YouTubers. So I got to experience it still that way, but as soon as it came out on Game Pass, I was like, yep, that's it right there. Yep, it's taking over my life for the next like 2 weeks. And boy, oh boy, did I fucking love that game. Like I said, if you enjoyed Viva Pinata, Pokemon Snap, very much similar and super cute. You don't necessarily you're not on rails like Pokemon Snap where you take pictures exclusively, but there's a picture taking aspect to figure stuff out.
It kind of felt a little bit like Ape Escape a little bit from the tiny bit that I played.
You know what? I didn't even think of that. That's a very good comparison. Yeah, it's kind of like that, except you have more methods other than the net, like to catch them. You have like a launch pad that helps you like launch your traps. You could just catch them with the net too if you get close to them, I think, right?
Yeah, probably.
And there's a lot of cool tools, and they use them in cool ways where you'd have to need like 3 different tools to get a certain bug snack because they have certain qualities about them that can't be easily solved with one tool, you know?
Yeah.
And I like that, like, cool mixing and matching of different tools you have at your disposal to, grab these creatures. You can even take pictures to get info on, like, what their likes and dislikes are, if they're afraid of a certain other bug, or if they hate another bug. And what, like, type they are, like a meaty bug snack, a sweet bug snack. So there's a bunch of information you can get. And, like, their pathing, too, like, what path they take, you can see, like, the dotted line. And then the characters, I love them. The Grumpuses. There's a lot of gay representation in there, which is really awesome. And then there's a lot of like cool, how do you say it? Like the dialogue and stuff is really well written. You start to get really attached to all your characters. Sometimes you start to like hate them because of how they are, or like really dislike them or whatever. And I like that when you start to feel real feelings about these characters. That's what I like a lot. I won't get into the details on, like what happens or anything, but
yeah,
it's really cute game, and there's a little bit of a twist, but I'm not gonna mention the twist. You guys just experience that for yourselves if you ever want to play it. Like it's Viva Pinata, Pokemon Snap, and also a little Ape Escapey, a little apey, little escapey.
My roommate loves bug snacks. I have not played a whole lot of it, but they got really into it, and they don't really play a whole lot of games. Jay and I think mostly Jay, got them for, I think it was Christmas. A little plush of like the little kiwi looking one that I don't know what its name is.
Weeble?
Sure. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I know. It's a Queeble.
And I know that there was a one called the Scoopy Banoopy because they just
Scoopy Banoopy. Yeah. That guy's so funny. He's like Scoopy Banoopy.
It's just the fucking name is just A+. I fucking love that name so much.
Oh my god, it is really funny. Scoopy Banoopy. They are really cleverly named bug snacks. Like, one of my personal favorites is Bunger. He's like one of
the hamburger. Yeah.
Bunger. And there's another one that makes me laugh so much because I mishear it saying the word fuck. And it's called a bopsicle. And it's like bopsicle, 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 bopsicle. But it sounds like foxicle, foxicle, foxicle. and sometimes you'll hit something really hard and you'll go fuck. Like it's he just yells fuck. It's well, he's not, but it sounds really like he's yelling fuck real loud, and that shit kills me. But yeah, super cleverly named bug snacks. All of them are really adorable to me. And yeah, it's not too long of a game. They added DLC for free, which was really cool.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they added like a whole new island with a bunch of new bug snacks. I'm not sure how many new ones, but it was a good chunk, and it was a free update, so that was really cool. Yeah, bug snacks is really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm really hoping for a sequel because the way they left it was very like, oh, this might be a sequel coming. Like, you know what I mean? You can just tell when certain games end the way they do.
Why is the first Steam review just the words, I'm gonna do violence to ya?
Oh boy, that's very early in the game. One of the guys says that. It's funny. It's got, like I said, it's got really funny writing and really good writing.
That's not the first thing I would have expected to see for the reviews for Bug Snacks.
I'm gonna do violence to you. Yeah. But yeah, definitely try that game out. I love it to death. I'm gonna probably play it again at some point because I can't get it. Like I think about it and I'm like, I could go for another round of Bug Snacks. Oh yeah.
I have another one here.
Okay.
All right.
Now, of course, we're going back to real-time strategy.
I wonder what type of game Winter likes the most.
So this one is fun, and I'm trying to install it now so I can see what the current number is. But it's a game called They Are Billions, and it's literally a single-player RTS.
I think I've heard that.
You can't multiplayer. But it's a game where you are the last surviving human colony, and you are trying to build up your colony's defenses to push back the infestation from like the last colony.
Yeah.
So, but what's cool is that like it tracks every single person's game and tracks how many zombies that person has killed, and it adds it into a total cumulative number. So I'm getting on here now. Let's see. It wouldn't take fucking forever to load. But I played through the campaign, and honestly, okay. They are currently at 1,962,376,948,901 zombies.
That's how many have been murdered by everybody?
By everybody who has played this game.
Damn.
Almost 2 trillion zombies.
I like when games do that.
I personally have killed 400,000 of them.
Oh my god.
You're doing your part.
I'm doing my part too. But yeah, it's a super easy to get into game. If you like playing defense games, this is definitely one that you'd want to pick up. Unfortunately, you're also having to deal with like a lot of resources. You're having to try to figure out, you have to figure out wood resources, you have to figure out stone resources, copper, iron, food, and then just trying to figure out how you're going to survive against the last wave. And let me tell you, the last mission, like when Travis and I were talking about like our favorite video game music on a previous podcast.
Okay.
The last mission's theme song was on there.
You
And
did show us that. I remember. That's why I know this game. I was like, "Where do I know?" And then I remember you just said it, right, and I was like, "That's why."
yeah. So the last mission, Taylor, puts you in front of a destroyed Statue of Liberty. So you're having to build a colony because this is the last line of defense that you need to set up in order for your colony to thrive. Because there's only one entrance in and out of where this place is. You need to secure that entrance, and then you're good. Your colony is going to thrive. You're going to survive. The human species will reign over the zombies. But through the entire time that you're going through this, there is this eerie hum of kids singing the Star Spangled Banner through that theme song, and it just the first time I heard it sent shivers down my spine.
Yeah, that would kind of unnerve me too. I like that.
It's like the final fight. It's all or nothing. You know, it all hangs in the balance here. You know,
Yeah.
it really brings that home.
I have one more.
Goddess of Destiny theme. Go ahead, Taylor.
I got one more, and then I will need to head to bed. I apologize. I wake up at I wake up at 5 in the morning, so I gotta get some sleep. I still gotta take my medicine. This is a game that I had not heard about until a dear friend of mine mentioned it to me. It is like $7, and it's very unique, at least in my opinion. It is called Wall World.
Wall?
Yes, Wall World. Two words.
Wall.
Wall World is you are piloting a spider mech that is on a wall that can go up and down, and there are spots in the wall that you can drill into and have your little character that's piloting the mech go into and drill for minerals and stuff like that to upgrade your mech to deal with waves of invading aliens, basically, that will come to destroy your mech. And you upgrade your mech in different ways. It's a roguelike, so once you either win or lose a run, you can use a resource that you gain over your runs to gradually improve your mech in different ways, as well as pick up upgrades that work for that particular run as you're exploring the mines. Also improving your own little mining capabilities as well. There's not a whole lot in terms of story for the most part, from what I can tell. It's not that I've gotten to. I haven't finished a run. I haven't touched it for a little bit. But for $7, it's surprisingly fun. The dev hasn't made a whole lot else besides this, but yeah, it's a fun little thing. I was controlling a mech. You eventually get to a point where you're kind of controlling you turn the spider into a mobile base, basically, that can put down turrets and stuff like that to help deal with the enemies.
Yeah.
But it's very unique. I can't think of anything else that I've played that's like it.
The main character kind of looks like Isaac Clarke a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, little bit Dead Space going on there.
Yeah,
but
cool.
the pixel art's really nice in it too.
Yeah, I dig it. I'm looking at these screenshots. It looks kind of almost watery.
A little bit.
I do want to say, if you don't mind me holding you for 10 more minutes, I want to talk about last thing I want to talk about too is my favorite.
Sounds like we'll just have to have a two-partner night on this and bring Taylor back another night for more indie games.
Oh yeah, we got plenty to talk about still.
I looked to see how many my Steam games are tagged as indie, and there's 200 of them. So I have the ammo.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, this one I really wanted to end with on my part was the indie dev Soda Raptor. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of him. He does a PS1 style indie game stuff.
Misspelled the name.
But yeah, he's really cool dev. Gotten to know him a little bit. But my favorite games from him are Hypnagogia Boundless Dreams, which I can't stop talking about with a lot of people. It's my favorite indie game of all time. And it's like very PS1. It's a walking sim, but through dreamlike worlds and also some nightmares. And it's like a really cool story to it. It's just fun to walk around in the world and immerse yourself. This is only a $10 game too. Yeah, and yeah, I love that game. There's a lot of secret worlds in it too. And the other game that he's made that I really like, that I also had a little part to do with, is Interior Worlds.
I think I remember you mentioning this.
Yeah, I've told Midge quite a few times to check it out. But yeah, anyway, it's a horror game, but really for people who are afraid of horror games, I'd say, and like to get their feet wet, you know. It's like a liminal space photography game, and not like it's like Fatal Frame and vibes, but there's no jump scares and no scary ghosts, you know. You just take pictures of really spooky places that are liminal and empty, and you go through these different realms that are just cool. Like you go through a gas station, an empty hotel, an empty suburban neighborhood in the snow at night, an empty mall. There's a bunch of cool stuff like that. And once you get in, like all the secrets, and there's an extra little bit called the museum, and there's a bunch of fan art and stuff, and there's also some fan music. And Soda Raptor included 2 of my tracks as one of the, you know, the community things that were added in there at the end.
Very cool.
So I was super happy about that, but it's not the reason I love the game so much. That came a lot later. Like when the game first dropped, I played it and I loved it, and it had an update. I played it and loved it, and then the third update he added like fan stuff. So I was very honored to have that.
It seems a little backroomsy, almost a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which definitely is a draw for me. I think the backrooms are a fascinating concept.
Yeah, so if you're really scared of horror games, but you want to get your feet wet, this is the perfect game for it. But if you're a horror bitch like me, you will find ways to get jump scared somehow, like I have. But yeah, check out Soda Raptor's games. Those are 2 of his most well done projects and ones that I really love. He's done some other stuff like a Metal Gear like demo for a game called Covert Critter. It's like a lizard that's like basically Metal Gear.
I'm just thinking of Gex.
It's really cute. It's not complete. It's a demo right now, but that's another game he's done. But yeah, that's about where I wanted to end it with me.
Oh yeah, this looks Metal Gear as fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like even with the fucking codec calls and everything.
Well, I'm gonna hold you guys for about 20 more minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
20 more.
No, we better let Taylor go have some sleep. And
I'm sorry.
It's all good. We can always, like Winter said, at some point get together again for a part 2.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Hades at some point. I didn't even get to that.
There's plenty of indie games to go around. Plenty to talk about. So I'm so down with a part 2 for this.
oh yeah.
Sure.
But
For right now,
Taylor, I do want to thank you for joining in on us tonight. And
thank you so much for having me. This is a blast.
Fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate you talking about all these games, because I'm going to definitely check out a few. I already have them on my tabs. I'm ready for that.
Anytime I can help spread the word about cool shit that doesn't usually get the attention that stuff like Fortnite or anything like that gets, is a win in my book.
Oh yeah, we need more indie game love.
Fortnite?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that great game Fortnite?
Yeah, I sure have.
Oh, it watches Star Wars. Is that the guy from Fortnite?
Oh God! Look, it's Goku from Fortnite.
Yeah, it's just the curse of Fortnite now.
God.
All right,
It's
but
like
yeah,
fucking Fortnite just becomes everything the shooter.
yeah,
Like
that's what
Peter
it
Griffin
is.
from Fortnite.
We're getting there.
Like Peter Griffin from Fortnite. No.
Fortnite podcast coming soon, guys. Nuts. I'm just kidding.
I will not be guesting on that.
Oh, Bree would be all for that shit.
Oh yeah, she would.
Yeah, I used to be really into it, but not much anymore after it just lost its identity.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I will delve into like the buildless mode. I casually delve into the buildless mode. That's if I have somebody with me, like Bree or Briar or Tamara.
It's a once in a while friend type game for me. Yeah.
I'd be open to trying it more often if it didn't take up so much goddamn space on my goddamn.
Oh yeah, that's like
fucking Christ!
80 gigabyte multiplayer shooter, man. What the fuck?
Ah, God.
Yeah, they gotta have all the room for all those skins.
Oh, good. All right. Well, we'll leave you to your night, Taylor. Appreciate you again.
Yeah, thanks again for having me on, guys.
Well, thank you.
You want to plug anything before you get out?
Yeah, I have a Twitch channel. It's StoryTaylor with a 0. StoryTayl0R on Twitch. I stream Saturdays and Wednesdays. I've been streaming Tales through something that I can't think of the last word. Tales through. Fuck. What is it? Hang on. I got this. Everyone, shut up. I got this.
Shutting up.
Trails through Daybreak. Okay, it was something to do with the sun. I can remember that. Trails through Daybreak, but I've been doing some other stuff just to kind of break myself up from it. So I'll probably do something else on that day. I'll go back to it on Saturday. Beyond that, I can think of to plug at the moment, but yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. Go definitely check out Taylor's streams.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right, but yeah, much love, dude.
Yeah, love you guys too. I'm off to drug myself to sleep. Night, everybody.
Bye.
Night. All right, well, that's it for us, guys.
Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out and vibing with us, liking and following Strauss and subscribing to him on Twitch and subscribing to me on YouTube.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Winter will have this up on his channel, so if you guys want to catch that, I will. Well, let me post the link. If you want to see that, if you missed any of the podcasts and want to listen to that on your own time, there you go. There's his channel.
Yep.
And there's also past episodes as well if you want to check out whatever else we got.
Absolutely. So, just a little bit of tidbit of information. I've been a little behind. I'm still trying to work on Charles's videos for his newest chapter for his Paper Mario. I've been having such a good time editing it, but like I said, finances have kind of hit me in a way to where I can't progress until I get a little bit more financially set.
Yeah, all good.
I want to get Charles' stuff done, and I'm so thankful that Charles has been very, 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 very patient with me. I mean, so, but I do plan on having that done soon, probably the next few weeks.
It's all good, man. I appreciate you.
So.
I will say right now, the next podcast might be earlier than usual, right?
Yeah. Because the next one will be, I'd probably want to say wait till the 11th, the 10th or the 11th.
Yeah, that's fine.
What was our plan for that one?
Cozy Games.
That's right. With oh right. When were we gonna have that with her?
August.
I know, but did our guest have a specific time frame, or were we?
I believe I let them know like first couple weeks of August, and I said that they probably left their schedule open for it. I'll double check.
See if she'd be okay with the 11th. Probably like 7.
Yeah, we should be. Well, that's good for us because we're in California. It shouldn't be too bad because it's early enough.
Okay. Yes. Normally, guys, we have a day. We have a month where it's guests, no guests, yes, no guest, but being that schedules and everything have been kind of conflicting, it's been guest. So we'll have another guest next month with us.
Hell yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm excited to have her on too. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I'm excited to have her on, and I'm excited to see just what information she has for us in terms of cozy games.
Oh yeah, they are the queen of cozy. I will say that. I've been to many a stream where they're playing something cozy. So, I hope you guys are ready. Cause bring your blankies, get your cup of chocolate, hot chocolate, warm up by the fire and listen on it.
Warm up by the fire in the middle of August.
Exactly, dude. Warm up by the window with the sun blaring right into your face. All right, you know what I mean. Whatever, get cozy. Get cozy, because it's going to be fun.
Exactly.
But yeah, thanks for listening in, guys. Much love. If you have any comments to put down below about any indie games you want to recommend, definitely do so.
And again, if you guys have any suggestions on what you guys would like to see for future podcasts, let us know.
Yes, that too. We need ideas, guys. We're running out.
Slowly. We still got some, but slowly.
Yeah.
Right. Have a good night, everybody.
Laters. All right.